Pro Boxing Fans here with none other than Dave Coldwell. Dave, we're here, it's fight week, it's the weigh-in day. Obviously your guy, Leigh Woods, in a huge fight. Firstly, how are you? You alright?
Yeah, I'm good, I'm really good. I'm excited for this, I've been excited for this for a long time. It's just a real quality matchup. It's a real quality matchup, and both got personalities, both got big followings. It's got all the ingredients for a really good night tomorrow night.
I saw a lot of Irish people coming, queuing up. It's going to be a mad weigh-in start off it. I think fight night is going to be as crazy, to be honest.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I think the atmosphere is going to be brilliant. Yeah, I just can't wait for the fight. Listen, weigh-in's a weigh-in. They both do the weight great. Both got experienced teams that they work with. So I don't think we'll get much drama there. And it'd be interesting to see how Conlan is in the face-to-face. Whether he's a little bit aggressive, whether he tries to get into Leigh's head last minute, or whether he's just like he was at the press conference and just laid back and gets on the scales and then then goes and refuels.
What do fighters go through at this stage? They're weighing in, they're looking at each other in the eyes before they step into the ring. Or what do they get out of it?
Do you know what? They just want to fight now. The weigh-in bit is that even if a fighter doesn't struggle to make a weight, it's just not a nice thing having to weigh in, having to deplete yourself of food and what have you. And it's also, you've done the weight, but until you step on the scales, you never really fully trust the scales. And once you've stepped on the scales and it's done, then there's a big relief there. But they'll just want to get to fight time now. They'll just want, we're very close now. With the atmosphere of the weigh-in and the people that are here, that's another little carrot showing them this is what it's going to be like tomorrow night. It's just,
there's a narrative that's been playing out that Leigh Woods will knock him out if he wins, and Michael Conlan will beat him by points. Do you believe that boxing should have narratives like that?
I genuinely think that this fight has got so many different ways it could go. Both fighters are very underrated in certain things. People I don't think they give Conlan the credit for his inside game, his toughness, his spitefulness. He hits harder than what you think. I don't think people give credit to Leigh for his boxing IQ and the fact that he can box. Both fighters can switch, so it's not like one fighter can switch. Both fighters can switch. Both fighters are comfortable switching as well, not just in case I was switching for the odd time. It's a very good fight. I just think, I think we're in for a cracker.
Obviously you manage Leigh Wood, so getting a prediction out of you is going to be very biased, but just tell me how you think the fight may go.
Listen, I think the difference could be is the heavy-handedness of Leigh. I think Conlan in the past has shown that he can tire out a little bit. He's very, very sharp early doors, first half of a fight. Last quarter of a fight, it can just start tiring where he then starts getting hit more shots than what he would normally do. Now that's against guys that aren't, you haven't really fought people that can punch very hard. Against Leigh, who's got that heavy-handedness straight away, that saps you quicker. When you're getting hit with heavy shots, be it a jab or be it a right hand or, it has more of an effect on your body. So you may get ragged a little bit quicker, get tired a bit more quicker, even if you're taking the shots. And that down the stretch could then, the shots that don't land early doors, the heavy shots that don't land early doors from Leigh could land later on. So I think that's the difference where I could see Leigh stopping him late. But Michael Conlan's a quality boxer, but he's very good on the inside. And I think he's actually, from what I've seen of both fighters, obviously Leigh's adding to his game now with Ben, but from what I've seen from both fighters, I think the inside game of Conlan is smarter, is more efficient. Although Leigh's got the heavier hands, I think inside, that could be quite key. Can Conlan work Leigh's body down? And will that then make Leigh more ragged and less disciplined? So many different permutations. So it wouldn't surprise me if the fight went the other way. I just think Conlan's a very good fighter. He's just perhaps should be at a level. It should be having these sort of fights earlier, I think. But I favour Leigh, but I think it could go either way.
Leigh's had a bit of a tough career, to be honest. He spoke about it in the past where he was struggling to find fights. He was in the past, he said, I think obviously you've come in and given him these opportunities, but before that he's openly said nobody was looking at me. Now you talk to him, he's a totally different person to when you first signed him up.
Yeah, he's a completely different person. When he came to see me and I signed him, his career was going nowhere. But it was very similar to Jordan. It was the same sort of story as Jordan. And then Jordan was Commonwealth champion, and because we could get an international for Jordan, we gave up the Commonwealth so Leigh could fight for the Commonwealth, and then the rest is history. He's took it. The opportunities have come for Leigh, but he's had to take them, and he's taken them, and nothing more so than the Kanzu fight. That was a huge opportunity, but it was people thinking, oh, it's such a big jump, but it shows you when you're not afraid because of the shit that you've gone through in your career, you've got nothing to lose, and that's how Leigh Wood was. He believed he was going to beat Kanzu, and he took the opportunity and he performed brilliantly, and the work that he's done with Ben in the gym is a different fighter.
We can hear the weigh-ins firing up. I do want to quickly talk about a few other things before I let you go. First of all, Tyson Fury, Dillian Whyte, I need your head on it. We know Dillian Whyte didn't turn up to the press conference. Firstly, what do you make of all of that? Do you feel like it's mind games? Do you feel like...
No, I just think Dillian will do what he wants to do, and I think Tyson will do what he wants to do. You don't know what either of those two guys are going to do because they do what they want to do. No, they'll listen to the management and people around them, but ultimately they'll decide. Because they're two massive characters, and he didn't turn up at the press conference, but why do I need to? He's just concentrating on winning the fight and doing what he can do to win the fight. So if that means he don't want to leave Portugal, get over here, come and do a press tour or whatever, then he'll do that. But it's what it is.
How do you see that fight playing out? Do you feel like Dillian's got enough in his arsenal to trouble Tyson? Well, not even trouble, but beat Tyson Fury.
Yeah, has he got enough in his arsenal? Yeah. Does he hit hard? Yeah. So anyone that's got a bit of power in that division can take another man out. He's been in the position, getting himself into the position to be able to land those shots and cleanly. That's the difficult thing when you're fighting a Tyson Fury. But if I'm to go on the Tyson Fury that boxed Wilder the second time, then I think he wins. But Tyson Fury's boxed many a night where you've looked at me and thought, he gets the job done, but he don't look very good. I mean, his last fight with Wilder was brilliant, exciting, so good to watch. But technically, was he very good? No. Because it was just a tear-up. So when it's a tear-up, you're making things where it's like playing Russian roulette. Am I allowed to say that now? But you get what I'm saying. Yeah. But it's a good fight. But listen, you've got to say on what they've done, how they've been. You've got to say Fury's a favourite. But all these people are saying that Dillian's got no chance. Of course he's got a chance. And it's like I said, there's enough nights where you look at Fury. All right, it's better saying how many nights has Fury looked outstanding in comparison to where he's looked, beatable.
I want to ask you then, with his move with Sugar Hill, Andy Lee, do you feel like Tyson Fury's a lot more open than he was before? Under Peter Fury, maybe he wasn't getting hit as much, even under Ben Davison. Do you feel like...
Aggressive. It's probably a bit, but that's made him more marketable. You want to watch him more since he started. Listen, the Wilder fight, the Klitschko fight was he completely outclassed Klitschko and took him apart. But it was boring to watch. Being honest, it was boring to watch. Every fight since then is a lot more exciting. It is a lot more exciting to watch because he's putting himself in positions where he can get caught because he's trying to be more proactive with you and trying to not so much probably entertain for the fans, but because he wants to go out there and beat you up more. So rather than nicking him, and so it's made him look more beatable.
We know it's all heating up in the background. There's a lot of singing going on. I'm going to let you go. Obviously, watch your guy weigh in. And good luck on Saturday night for yourself and the team and Leigh Wood and everything else. And no doubt we'll speak to you soon. Dave Coldwell, thank you very much.